The statue is now surrounded by 3 wooden figures representing the Buddha's main disciples. The Venerable Sariputta to his right, the Venerable Moggallana to his left, and Ananda, his assistant, waving wind with a fan in his back. The triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, is thus complete. The glass paints explain some of the Dhamma and historic events of the Lord Buddha's lifetime. The Paticca-samuppada explains the law of karma and existence on different levels. Buddhists studies this law. Every detail in this paint has a specific meaning, teaching us of how to develop in a good and wholesome way and to be aware and responsible for our own actions. It teaches us to understand suffering, to see the noble truths of the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the noble rightful path leading out of suffering and rebirth. Only by studying and understanding these laws and teachings, we get knowledge and wisdom to develop and cultivate the mind to higher levels and to enlightenment. The third layer of this circle shows effects of good and bad actions, the realms of existence from the bottom of hell realms to ghost planes, the animal realm, humans and heavenly realms as they are described by visions of meditators in deep absorption states. The fourth and outer ring show the stages of the dependent origination. Besides the Buddha and the Dhamma, there are sacred objects of the Sangha. After the cremation of the Buddha, there were wonderful pieces of material found in the ashes. Pearls and colorful stones, opal and crystal-like. It is said that only fully enlightened beings will leave those remains after cremation. These relics have a very high vibration and uplift and support the environment for good doing and meditation. It is said to be a great merit to worship those relics with flowers and chants. Wat Sanghathan keeps relics of the Lord Buddha himself and of his close disciples, all of which are more than 2,500 years old and an extreme rare thing to see. Besides those old relics, there are relics of great saints of the Thai forest tradition who are proved to be realized enlightened beings of our present generation. 10 Thai monks and 1 Arahanta laywoman are presented with their relics, their names and photos. These relics give a unique and strong atmosphere supportive for people looking for higher advice, peace, and inner strength. The Venerable Luang Pu Sao, father of the forest tradition. The relics of Prasariputta, the Lord Buddha's main disciple, foremost for his wisdom. Prasivali Chamahatero, disciple foremost in merit of giving and receiving alms food in even most difficult environments. His relics still grow, that is why they look like cauliflower. Luang Pu Man Buddhadatta, the father-mother of the forest monks. More than 60 of his disciples attained liberation, arahanthood, in our present generation. 2 pieces of original Buddha relic that were given by 2 temples from Anuradhapura in Sri Lanka are kept on ruby's disc in a pure golden lotus framed with diamonds. Here we see the face and veneration of the Thai Buddhist lay followers. They donate money, gold and jewelry to create an appropriate presentation for those most sacred objects. The fact of being a part of the community that builds up a temple is a very strong, wholesome action and a social and traditional anchoring in a modern society that loses its traditional and religious roots else so rapidly. This elephant was set up by the Venerable Luang Pu Sangwan in remembrance of his former existence of a royal elephant and symbol of the good fortune and welfare of the kingdom. The elephant reflects the qualities of a student that is easy to follow instructions and easy to teach as well, as being brave and sincere in his path of practice. After Luang Pu Sangwan has passed away, in Wat Sanghathan, as a sign of his sainthood, the body did not deteriorate and is kept in a glass coffin. A wax figure of his body at the altar represents the Buddhist teaching is still valid and enlightenment can be reached by serious practice until today. There have been enlightened beings, arahants, in an unbroken lineage from the first disciple, Anya Kondanya, until today alive in Thailand. Since the monks are not allowed to touch money, the lay people regularly support them with the necessary items of life, such as robes, medicine, shelter and food. There is a prepared text to be recited to announce the offering, so that also other beings, human and angel, be witness and rejoice in those offerings. The monks give blessing prayers by covering his face with a fan. This is to indicate him as a representative of the complete Sangha and to make sure that there is no personal affection bound to the offering. Sangatana translate an offering to the Sangha in general and is said to be the highest merit in giving or generosity. If it is done selflessly, it brings out a great positive result. In the outside, behind the glass hall, an open-air forest setting for Dhamma teaching and guided meditation. Students are taught to meditate in different body postures, such as sitting, standing, and walking meditations. This is the place to train the mind in concentration and awareness. Another precious object is this traditional Thai woodcraft masterpiece. A traditional Thai house at the lake as the point to receive guest teachers and saints, as well as the reception room of the abbot. So let us now have a closer look at this masterpiece of wood carving. The huge wooden post, trunks of huge trees are carved with scenes and stories of all religions and cultures. A wooden statue of the Grand Teacher Luang Pu Sangwan greets the visitors. The upper floor is where Luang Por Sanong gives out Buddha relics to lay practitioners as a gift of Dhamma. This is the veranda in front of the room the Venerable Luang Pu Sangwan had lived in before. Especially on weekends and on Buddhist holidays,